All right, ready?
Hold on.
It's always Glenn.
Shut up. I need to go get another drink too.
Do it.
Okay, refill.
Do it. Do it.
Hello, my friends.
Thank you for joining us for the PEBCAK Podcast, a weekly information security show featuring all-around good people. I'm Chris Louie, and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. We wish you the best for whichever holiday you celebrate. With me, I have my co-host, Duke Silver, who celebrates all of the holidays in December.
You know, Chris, I think I can actually match your energy right now. I don't know if it's this, that it's late at night or that you've been drinking, but Jesus, man. Monotone Chris. Welcome to the podcast with Brian Deitch and Glenn Medina.
It's that David Attenborough voice.
Hey now.
What are you talking about?
Hey now.
Yeah.
Hey now. No, the only reason your voice sounds like that is because you have some influx on your bass control on that fancy mic of yours.
I know.
He actually sounds like this. Hey guys, my name's Chris Louie, and I like roses.
Does he have an auto tuner? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he's on auto-tuner now.
Don't be jealous of my microphone, Brian.
I'm not. I don't have microphone envy at all. My microphone's plenty enough.
It's because Chris's microphone is facing up at his face versus down.
You know, upper right, just like the magic quadrant.
Up and to the right. And we have Glenn Medina, who never has microphone envy.
Hey, I've got a couple of microphones here, but the one that I use the most is the one you guys told me to buy. So I only have this microphone because of you guys.
Is that why you always have audio issues, Glenn?
I have audio issues because I can't sit still, and I don't know, because I have audio issues. Why am I the only one that has audio issues? I don't get it.
It's always Glenn.
It's because you're on the spectrum. I almost look like one of those guys, like a Marvel.
You look like You look like that last Airbender right now.
Yeah,
Damn right.
your Avatar.
That movie was good. I don't care what people say.
Last Airbender.
I did like it.
Yeah.
The Caucasian version.
Yeah.
Everything's
Whitewash,
race
for sure.
with you, Glenn. I don't know why. Everything's about race, always.
I meant to bring that up. So on episode 140, Brian had brought up the movie 21 with Kevin Spacey. And in that movie, so the real life story is based off these MIT kids that gamed blackjack. And there were way more Asian people involved in that. But in the movie 21, which is the adaptation of the book by Ben Mesrich, they made a lot of the Asian characters white for some reason.
I mean,
Why is that?
I'm not going to speculate. What do you guys think? Was all the Asian actors busy?
Just like Akira, like the movie Akira. It's an Asian anime. It's Japanese with an Asian protagonist. Yet somehow they casted Scarlett Johansson, like the whitest person ever, to portray a Japanese woman.
That is a white woman for sure. I think if she looked
That
at
was
a Chinese
Ghost,
fight,
right?
she'd get a
That was
sunburn.
Ghost. Was it
Ghost in the
Ghost?
Shell? I think maybe it was Ghost in the
Ghost
Shell,
in the
not
Shell.
Akira.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I never saw that movie. Was it any good?
I don't know.
Yeah, it
I
was
boycotted it.
It was okay. It's like David Carradine, right? That's,
May rest in
pods.
peace.
yeah. the
Guys,
cable
super
out of my
important
head.
question.
Yeah.
How many McRibs have you guys had so far?
At 0, because when I went, they didn't have any. I was so
looked
pissed.
for it.
And then I ended up getting my other favorite, which is a quarter pounder with cheese.
No, you get the fish fillet.
I've had 2
Ugh.
so far. So I found
What?
one. Yeah. I had a mini panic attack when I loaded up the McDonald's app that said there were no McRibs available. And then I just switched to another McDonald's that was still in my area, but a little bit further away. And they had plenty. So I bought lots of them.
Did you buy 20 and then frozen?
Who knew that the Asians in Daly City or wherever the hell you live love their McRibs?
We
You know
love
what's
our
funny is
McRibs.
when you shared that with us that the McRib was unavailable in your area, I was like, oh, I'm just out of spite, I'm gonna go online, I'm going to order a McRib and then just like feed it to my dog or something. And then I got as far as like installing the app, and I was like, ugh, this is too much already. I don't
Too
want
much
to do
trouble.
it. Too much. Like create an account for McDonald's. No, it's not. It's not worth the joke at this point.
That's true.
Why can't I find a McRib?
And we have Glenn Medina, who is frantically searching for a McRib in his area.
We should be
Yeah, 'cause
eating McRibs right now.
Because
That's
after
true.
I'm done on this call, I might go get a McRib. Now that we're talking
Just
about it.
FYI, it's not available after midnight for some weird reason. When you go in the app, there's a big fat warning that says not available after midnight.
What? Guys, gentlemen, it's not available in my area. That's quite sad. I have to go to another city. Yeah.
It's 11:20 in Arizona. Let's see here. Oh, it's telling me to download the damn app in case I want to order online.
You gotta drive to Sacramento then, Glenn.
The
What's
terrorists
crazy
have
is
won.
Chris will order it and have it DoorDash to his house.
I will not.
It's a liar. You know
Yes,
you
you
would.
will. How much
Yes,
do you
you
think
will.
you've spent in DoorDash and Uber Eats fees in the past 30 days?
I don't know. I have the Dash Pass, so I don't pay any additional fees.
That's when you know you have a problem. I have the Dash Pass.
I bought the
Chris
Black
is-
Friday deal. The Black Friday deal is $59 for 1 year of Dash Pass, which is pretty decent.
Chris is the only guy I know. There's a family of 4, 2 adults, 2 kids, and 2 very small kids, right? 2 Asian type kids. And like he's got like 6 burrito supremes, 20 tacos, and like some pizzazz pizza or something like that. A couple of those,
Mexican
and then
pizzas.
Tostitos.
Mexican pizza.
Yeah, Mexican pizzas. And like I know that's all for him because I can't believe that his kids are eating that stuff.
You'd be surprised. My daughter is like literally what you would consider like a black hole. Like you put food around her, it just disappears. Like she
Yeah.
eats so much.
Yeah,
Well, now I know how you maintain your girlish figure, Chris.
It's
I
true.
know.
Yeah. I order a ton of stuff, but it's all eaten by everybody else. So that's how I
Mhm.
maintain that,
Uh-huh.
that hourglass figure. that
Sure, Chris.
You like Brian.
Sure, Chris. Yeah. So how many did you order? Like you ordered 6, 7, 10?
He ordered.
Well, how
8.
many did you get? He ordered 8.
He ordered.
I
8.
ordered 7 last time I went there.
Oh,
So
glutton.
But
Nice.
but I had a 20% off coupon, so
Who
cares?
cares to this guy? I got a great deal.
you know, can we call CPS? He's trying to kill his kids.
they enjoy.
Do you guys
their
just all
nuggets and
sit around the
fries.
toilet holding hands with violent diarrhea? It's like, oh,
Well, at the
burns
new house,
coming in,
everyone-
the burns coming out.
Well, at the new house, everyone's got a toilet, so I think he's gonna be. Even the bunny has their own toilet. So at the new house,
You got 4. You got 4 toilets there. Do you put a urinal in? Did you?
No urinal. Did put
Man,
the
I
power
can't,
outlets
like-
in for a future bidet though.
I can't figure this out, guys. I need your help. Urinals. Anytime I piss, man, my legs get wet or my feet. I don't understand. I'm like, I aim everywhere, and the splashback is atrocious.
what the
You're doing
heck are
something
you
wrong,
doing?
Brian.
I am not doing
know.
something wrong. Come stand by me at a
No!
sky
No,
high
no,
roof.
I'm-
Brian.
Yeah, no, thank you. What are you talking about?
I just think
you
I have
always
too
claim
much-
like you got to make a dent in this urinal. Why would I stand next to you?
I don't know. Like, am I really the only one that actually gets wet?
Or as Victor called you out in my hotel room, like, no, Brian, that's the shower.
Oh, the shower's no problem. I'll get wet there. But the urinal.
If you get wet in the shower, that's a different story.
Friend of the show, Victor VDL. Hats off to you on that joke I had to cut out of the episode.
Oh,
You know, he's just a young, ambitious, clueless child amongst men.
Good for him. VDL, friend of the show. All right,
Well, that
jumping
just brought everything to a
into-
screaming halt.
I know.
Good job, Chris.
Jumping into our topics
What's
for,
going on?
for this year. So there are a number. We're going to do this as a year-end recap. There are 2023 cybersecurity stories, 2023 news headlines, and then 2023 notable deaths this year. So let's
I feel like
start
we didn't
on
cover any of this.
some of the forecasts, the year-end recap for 2023. MGM hack, that was a pretty big one. MGM and Caesar's Palace got hacked
And
by
Caesars.
I did say Caesars, Brian. If you don't interrupt me and you listen, I mentioned Caesars in that. The Scattered Spider attacks based off of social engineering. That is probably going to go down in history, 2023, as the year of social engineering. I think Okta got breached many times. I actually literally lost count of how many times Okta got breached this year.
The old AR. Yep.
Splunk getting acquired by our friends over at Cisco for $20 billion.
Billion.
Well, do you really have friends at Cisco?
I know some people over there, and they're
okay.
not thrilled that their new overlords are going to be, John Chambers and the like over at Cisco.
Wait a second. Who's John Chambers?
He is actually he is the former CEO of Cisco. I don't actually know who's the CEO of Cisco right now, but when I think of Cisco, I think of John Chambers.
Isn't the running joke? It was like Cisco was like either pay the renewal on Splunk or just buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. The renewal on Splunk would have been $20 billion anyway.
Wow.
A record number of ransomware attacks in September surpassed any other month in history. I think it was over 500 attacks, which is at least almost 2 per day in September. I'm doing the math wrong. 500 attacks in September would be 20 a day in September. Mainly due to our next topic, which is the MOVEit vulnerability. So if we've learned anything over the last couple of years in cybersecurity, file transfer appliances like MOVEit, very, very bad idea to have those on premises, that there's just so many vulnerabilities of it. I think MOVEit alone led to like over 2,000 different ransomware attacks.
I like to move it. Move it. No? All right.
No.
Next one on here is Citrix Bleed. Within the last month, there have been major attacks against Citrix. This is top attack vector of 2022, 2021, 2020. There's always some kind of new vulnerability against Citrix NetScaler appliances. This is the interception of authentication tokens that allowed attackers impersonating administrators. Many high-profile attacks use Citrix as that entry point.
Do you think Citrix is still around just because of the healthcare? Like, they should have fallen off, right?
Yeah, so they got bought out by PE firms, so they're no longer publicly traded. They're owned by, I think it's Elliott bought them.
No kidding.
Yeah, so they're private.
Their
now.
new CEO, their new CEO came from Broadcom as well. So he's probably gonna run the same routes that he did at Broadcom.
He's gonna use the old Broadcom playbook there.
Yeah,
Fumble.
be interesting. Yeah, humble.
No fumble. Just fumble the ball.
No fumble. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of what all these have in common: publicly facing services using exposed IP addresses. You're gonna have a bad time. I think the next three we're going to talk about Barracuda. For the first time, Barracuda is a vendor that recommended throwing your current existing appliances into a shredder, and Barracuda sent new appliances. There are Barracuda vulnerabilities that even after patching, the threat actors out there still remain on the appliances. So Barracuda said the best practice is not just to patch, but throw it out and we'll send you a new one.
How many of those ended up back on the black market again for sale?
I don't know. Is there a black market for IT security gear?
Yeah, it's called eBay. So.
Maybe in the developing world they'll buy some of these. They call it ESG's, email security gateways. FortiGate. I know at the time we probably didn't want to name and shame vendors, but I have no problem naming and shaming them now. FortiGate appliances also had many vulnerabilities that led to no auth remote code execution bugs for the second year in a row. I think this is going to be one of the top 10 exploited vulnerabilities on FortiGate appliances. Cisco IOS XE, that there are many internet-facing Cisco devices that are vulnerable to another, yet again, no auth remote code execution bugs. And then last but not least, LastPass, that the LastPass vaults were hacked, they were decrypted, and hundreds of millions of dollars of cryptocurrency were stolen as a result of the LastPass breaches.
Was that the one that they actually were able to access the developer for LastPass as well, right?
Yeah, so they didn't phish the developer. They exploited a vulnerability in the Plex media server. The LastPass developer had Plex on their home network. They installed a keylogger, phished the LastPass developer credentials, phished their multi-factor authentication code, and gained access to the developer environment.
Once again, proving
That's
that
crazy.
there are some really stupid people out there. Oh, we hired him? I'm just kidding.
Well, it brings into the question of BYO that the developer on their Plex server from a device they're accessing their Plex server was also the device that they access their LastPass developer environment from. So there's some level of cross-contamination there that you've compromised one device and you have access to the keys of the kingdom, or do you just separate that and say no logins from BYO because of this exact reason?
Yeah, I think that goes to, convenience over security, where it's a pain in the ass, but you've got to see where the how it's traced out, right? So I think security should have won over convenience on that one.
I mean, I think LastPass, hopefully they're not going to fall for this thing again. They've shored up their systems, but anecdotally, people that I've talked to, they're never going back to LastPass. They've all switched over to OneLogin or Bitwarden.
Not me.
Yeah.
Passwords.txt. Yep.
You're still paying for the yearly. Yeah. Wait. You still use LastPass, right? Because I think I remember in one of the couple first episodes, you said it was a fight to just even get your family or kids to use a password manager. So is that
Yeah, it
still
was after
true?
that last one, though. I was like, all right, we're done.
Done.
Yeah.
Totally done.
I went over to Bitwarden.
Okay.
Or something else. I don't know. YubiKey.
OPSEC, right? OPSEC. Just a shout out to Bitwarden. They make a very, very good product. They don't
Open
suck. They
source.
don't get breached. They're open source.
Excel spreadsheets.
I
for the
like
win.
them a lot. Shout out to Bitwarden. And even their premium tier is like $10 a year. It's less than $1 a month. So though the developers there a couple bucks.
Chris, you're so quick with the math today. First, it was the 500 attacks in September per day. Now it's $10 a year, less than $1 a month. I don't know how you do it. How do you? Are you the next Chris GPT? Oh my God.
Maybe.
Wow,
Maybe.
he's definitely an internet web crawler, because you could ask him for anything and he'll have notes and everything associated with it, and images and GIFs to go with it. So
Yeah.
Mr. Elastic.
But he also has a spider bite on his face. So there's that.
I do. That's still here. Yeah, surprisingly. It's been over a month, I think. It hasn't gone away. I mean, the swelling has gone down, thankfully, but I still have the scar from it, so I'm slowly healing.
So I gotta ask, did you blame the spider and kill it, or did you oh, poor thing, let me release you into the yard?
Two things. So number one, I never caught it because by the time I found it, it was too late. I had already exited my garage. And then number two, when I do find spiders in the house, I don't kill them. I always release them because, as I tell my wife, I tell my kids, I tell the family, spiders kill flies, spiders kills mosquitoes. So would you rather have the spider? Would you rather have flies and mosquitoes? And almost universally, the answer is I'd rather have the spider than the flies and mosquitoes.
Well, if you pay for an actual pest person, you can live without both.
What's that saying? The enemy of the enemy is my friend? Is that what you're trying to do here,
Exactly.
Chris?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. It's the lesser of two evils for sure. That they kill the spiders, they kill the mosquitoes, and I usually release them outdoors safely.
Well,
and then
don't bats eat mosquitoes?
they do.
All right. So
Why
by
don't you
that
have
math,
bats?
we wouldn't have COVID if we would have killed all of them.
Because some guy had to eat a bat at an open wet market.
Yeah. Oh, that's not true. Lab leak. Come on now. That's truth.
Yeah. It's still November right now, but there are some notable news headlines for the year of 2023. Some of these things are hard to remember that it happened actually in the year of 2023, sometimes in the earlier months of this year. The Israel-Hamas war, that's fairly recent, October 7th. That was fairly recent. Ukraine war drags on. The counteroffensive in Ukraine has, by all measures, has failed. We don't hear much about it. I think the Israel-Hamas war has taken over the news headlines.
Yeah, there's a newer, younger, sexier war to look at.
Exactly. Yet another proxy war that the U.S. has been dragged into.
Agreed.
The fall of Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, First
Was
Republic
that this
Bank.
year?
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
this
this year.
year?
That was in March.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think FRB fell in May, but SVB kicked things off in March. The failed regional banks. The amount of inflation, the rapid pace in which the Federal Reserve here has hiked interest rates caused them to become not insolvent, but they were not able to meet their obligations. And
Did
SVB
someone buy SVB? Did anyone buy SVB, or did they just totally close their doors?
No, they totally closed their doors. FRB got bought out by JP Morgan Chase, as well as I believe Signature Bank is as well. So people I know that worked at FRB are now Chase employees, and they're relatively happy that they didn't go under.
Oh, they made out better.
They're relatively happy. I mean, I guess I could have lost my job, but it wouldn't be so bad.
Peak inflation happened this year as at about 9.8% inflation. Now here in November, things have cooled off quite a bit, and the tech stocks have just absolutely ripped higher due to the Fed's pause on raising rates. Rates
are already crazy high, right? Like if you want to buy a house now, it's like 8%.
It's crazy, yeah, 8%. I got a loan for my solar recently. It was just a little over 7, which is still high, but I expect rates to come down at some point, and then I can refinance that.
That's the hope
crazy,
and the
man.
prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, if only there was a way that we could have saw this whole inflation thing coming and done something about it. Oh well.
Yeah.
As we
I
talked about,
can't imagine you can't prepare for that, right? I mean, it's like you couldn't have bought stock because all the stocks dropped from where they were at, right? Unless you were buying something that was totally opposite of that, like maybe commodities or something like that.
Gold is the hedge
Gold.
against inflation. Gold and Bitcoin,
Yeah.
which, by the way, is also on a tear. We're at about 37,000 for Bitcoin, and don't blame me. I told both of you in our group chat, I told you guys to go all in on Bitcoin at 13,000.
No, you didn't.
I've got the strategy, Chris. It's like no net new. I'm on a slide here. I'm trying to complete it out, trying to retire. So any type of those new investments are not going to work for me. Not only that, but I already did that with you guys, and I ain't doing it again. So
That was
You
for
say-
funsies.
You say you guys. It was actually Brian that dragged us into that one.
yeah.
That was still fun. What are you talking about? We'll get rich. I'm not like really like a religion guy, but I do use religion to like kind of like time to time guide my choices. And I think religion helped me to not invest in cryptocurrency because like I am bad with money, but I didn't fall for that whole cryptocurrency crap. And the reason why I didn't fall for it is because like churches, they don't take it as a donation. And that's how you know something's a scam. If churches be like, I don't know about that. It's kind of hard to believe in. Like, trust me, lock like a Christian dude and a Bitcoin bro in a room, and you won't be able to tell like who's talking to who. And be like, yeah, man, it's like a faith-based value. The more people that believe in it, the stronger it becomes. But if only a few people believe in it, Sounds like a cult. It's weird. But if you get a whole bunch of people to believe in it, and they tell a whole bunch of people to believe in it, then you just become unstoppable. And then the church guy like, yeah, that's our whole thing since day one. You know what I mean?
The correlations are just crazy.
I'm telling you.
If I told my wife that, she would just slap me in the face.
She'd roll her eyes for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Why? Because she doesn't believe in Bitcoin either, or she has a face-based
the
value.
true
or
identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. OpenAI fired Sam Altman. That was a huge drama that we talked about on episode 1.
And then they hired him back.
And they
That was
hired
just
him
recent.
back. Yeah,
that's the most recent news. Yeah,
that's a weird story that happened, but maybe
when he's like 90 and he releases his memoirs, we'll find out what actually happened.
Yeah,
he's probably uploaded his consciousness into AI, so that way he'll live forever.
Well, I guess he's been hinting that it's kind of like AI is become like it's there, like it's sentient if it wants to be.
Yeah, and that's some of the speculation of why the board fired him. He was either doom and gloom or OpenAI was going too fast, too quick. Well, never know until he's on his deathbed and writes his tell-all book.
Both are 100% true.
2023 will go down as the year of major strikes. The UAW, the United Auto Workers Union, the Hollywood Writers Strike, the Hollywood Actors Strike, the UPS workers. Some of these UPS workers are making well over 6 figures with their new deal at the end of their contract. That's yet another
who needs to strike?
Labor unions.
Walmart employees, man. If they strike, they're gonna get rich. They would unionize. I'm telling you. I think I said it in the group chat before, but there's not enough workforce that they actually decided to like unionize and say F it all, right? You guys need to pay us like a living wage. They would never get there. I guarantee it. I think Glenn's sick of my nonsense. He's like, hey man, can we just wrap up the podcast?
Nah, dude. I love it. Let's do it.
Or maybe Amazon. Like I think both Amazon and Walmart employees can get rich if they unionize. They would be Walmart and Amazon would be hurting bad, and then they go out there. Like I don't know about Amazon, but I do know that Walmart is pretty crappy in the fact that a lot of their employees are on welfare. Like just pay them, give them enough hours to actually make enough money. You know what I mean?
They spend a lot of money fighting unionization, right? Both companies do. So it's got to be something to it. But my wife works. Well, you got to get like a majority vote. I think it's more than 50%, right? It's got to be some X amount. I don't know what it is, but my wife works in a union, and I think they're pretty good. But they take a lot. They have their lumps, right?
Does the union have Teamsters?
Well, the Teamsters is a union.
Is the union? Yeah.
Okay. I think we should do it. Yeah. Like this. Like I don't know crap about it, but I think I could rally some people and get them all pissed off, right? And enough to just not show up to work. I think I could do it, man.
Do you think we should unionize? Do you think security folks should?
Sales engineers, as many hours as we are.
Yeah. As many hours as we work, the reality is, do we get paid enough for the amount of hours?
I think we do. I think the best you can get out of it is maybe a pension. That's the only thing that stops anyone from being loyal anymore. There's no pensions anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
It's terrible. That's gone way away, and the only people that are offering right now is just government employees because they're just paid so low.
Yeah. It's hard to remember now, but remember the Chinese spy balloon drama here over the U.S. that happened in 2023?
You mean the one that we let cross all over the United States and didn't sink it until the very end?
Yeah,
F-22. Yeah.
The first air-to-air kill was this Chinese spy balloon. A $270,000 Raytheon missile took out this so-called weather balloon.
That's crazy.
The excuse was they didn't want it to fall down in the general public and hurt somebody, right?
Yeah.
I'm like it's a
over
balloon.
the plains of Kansas. Yeah, it was way too dangerous, Brian.
It's like you can't puncture a hole and let it just fall gracefully to the earth, to the ground.
Instead, they annihilated it. They were going to use a missile so big. You know what I mean?
Were there thoughts that thing was
Nothing's-
actually carrying some kind of bomb and that it would explode on hitting? Is
No,
that what
I
the
mean,
thought was.
it was always known that it was a reconnaissance airborne, device, that it was a spy balloon. They knew it was a spy balloon. I don't think they ever thought it was dangerous or carried any type of ordnance.
Hey, have you guys seen? This is more recent, but I think I saw it yesterday. Remember the flight, Malaysian Airlines flight 370 that went missing? Have you guys seen the new videos?
No.
No.
Oh, what? You guys are idiots. How do you not?
Is it on Netflix or is it on YouTube?
Uh,
Or is it on Twitter?
obviously.
For you, it'd be on Twitter.
X.
Yeah,
You're damn right.
it'd be on X.
So basically, there's a video of this, and that like a bunch of people are trying to spend money to have the video debunked, but the plane's flying, and it has 3 orbs flying around it as it's doing its thing, and then it changes direction, and then boom, there's a flash, and the car or the plane's just gone. They're like teleported or some crap. I have no idea what it is to believe, but it's an interesting video to see. I'll have to share it with you guys.
And then they show up like years later, right? Is that
Like
a
that
movie?
movie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not that
Is that
TV
Lost?
show.
Lost.
Is that
It's
Lost?
lost. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
this
plot
video's
Lost.
been never mind. It's been debunked officially on YouTube. I was wrong.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, the most plausible, like Occam's razor calls that the most plausible explanation is this thing just went down in the ocean. We tracked like 1% of the ocean, and it just went down like that. That's the most plausible explanation.
I just want aliens to be real.
Yeah. The ocean.
Do you actually want them to be real, Chris? I don't think you do.
If you remember the Ocean Gate Titan, the 5 people that went down in this submersible that, by all logic,
The
defied all
billionaires.
laws of engineering and imploded pretty much immediately, and there was this giant search for them. The Ocean Gate Titan imploding, and the billionaires that were on there evaporated.
Did anyone
Pink
really
mist.
care? I mean, other than their family, did like everybody kind of went like, so? Did you guys?
I think it was more for the memes. Like, this guy was just like, yeah, we control this thing with the Logitech gaming controller, and nobody told me that carbon fiber would ever work, so I used carbon fiber anyway, and guess what? It exploded when we imploded when we went down in the ocean.
Yeah. Well, the fact that it was only, I think they were saying that it was only rated for 1 or 2 trips, and they'd already gone to like 3 or 4 or 5, right? In that.
Yeah, it's also
If it
the
ain't broke,
depth
don't
rating.
fix it. You know what I'm
It
saying?
said like it was rated like 3,000. I'm making this up, but it was like they said carbon fiber was rated for 3,000 meters. They went to like 4,500, and like, hey, it worked twice. Like, why wouldn't it work a third time?
Yeah.
The wildfires in Miami. Our thoughts are
Hmm?
with the people, lives lost there.
I don't remember that.
Our family,
Miami,
What's
Arizona?
that about?
Miami a lot, and just to see the aerial photos of some of the devastation there was pretty heartbreaking. I mean, I remember seeing videos or photos, aerial photos, and says, I remember going there. That used to be a school. That used to be a store. That was the beach. That was the dock that we took our ship out of. It was just absolutely devastated. So
Are you making this up? There was fires in Miami?
did I say Maui? Why did I put Miami?
Yeah, what's going on, Chris? I was like, I don't remember any wildfires in Miami. It's a
Sounds
pretty
like-
tropical climate over there. What the hell are you talking
Maui.
That's so bad for the alligators, man.
about? I know.
Okay, yeah, I don't know why I put Miami there. Okay, Maui, the wildfires in Maui, the absolutely devastation in Maui. That was.
I think
was
Deej did
pretty
that to
hard
you.
see.
I think you messed with your.
I
notes.
bet he did. I bet I put it correctly.
Check
and
the
then
edits, a-hole. I did not.
mess with me.
That's just Chris being Chris.
Maui, Hawaii. Yeah, I know they're rebuilding now, and there's a couple schools of thoughts like, should tourists go there and mess with the rebuilding effort, or should tourists go there and spend their money to help the economy?
Should we send $6 billion to Ukraine on accident, or should we just giving it to Maui? I don't know. Like, common sense. We're giving money to foreigners.
Well, Oprah
I think
can
we're
help
paying
them.
too
She's
much in
got lots
taxes.
of money. So
The SpaceX Starship rocket, they've launched 2 Starship rockets this year so far. Both of them have blown up and exploded after takeoff, but despite what the mainstream media says, that's actually a good thing. They got a lot of really good data out of it, and the SpaceX Starship rocket is what's going to propel us to Mars. So I think that's a huge milestone in SpaceX's journey to send humans to Mars.
Would you guys
It's a
go to
reusable
Mars
rocket.
if you could?
is it made of carbon fiber?
Would you guys go to Mars? If you could?
No.
Not
Hell
not
no.
to colonize, just to go visit. Like a little, I don't know how long.
That's
you
your
takes
whole
to get there.
life, right? It would take.
No,
how many
let's say they
years to get
perfected
there?
it and
Pretty
get
much,
to and from, right? Like it's no big deal.
It's like The Martian. Like I've seen The Martian. It did not end well for Matt Damon. Well, it did end well for Matt Damon, but there were some
He got lucky.
speed
His
bumps
own poop.
in the way there. Yeah.
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 But yeah, I think it's 3 years there, 3 years back. So it's a huge commitment to visit Mars.
No, thank you. Not for
I'm
me.
in 100%. I'll be the first one on the
Yeah.
plane.
Really?
Unless they
Starship.
come up with something like an Interstellar where you could be in sleep and stasis and just wake up there, then if you guarantee that something like 2001: A Space Odyssey doesn't happen and the AI takes over and tries to kill you, then that would probably make it easier.
Was that Interstellar where they traveled and the people that went on the event, they didn't age as fast as the people that got left behind. Is that right?
Correct.
I don't think they explained that too well. I didn't understand it.
This is the
Well
only
enough,
thing
so.
stopping me from going to Mars.
Yeah.
Is what age?
No,
No,
but he's
I
showing
highlighted it.
on the screen right now, which cannot be shown in the show notes.
Uh-oh.
And Barstool Sports, the very reputable news organization, that has reported this headline, Brian. So we'll definitely take that into account
That's
for
a deal
our
breaker.
decision whether
Touchdown.
or not to travel to Mars.
Oh, Brian. It's always Brian. It's always Brian.
It's always Glenn's audio issues.
The wildfires in Canada, for a change, it's not the West Coast that's suffering from wildfires. Wildfires in Canada leading to air quality problems in New York and most of the East Coast that happened this year.
I was
Because
supposed to
there's
actually-
nothing left in California to burn. Sorry.
Hey, I was
It's all
actually
burned
supposed to
out.
go to New York, and I was like, I'm not going to wear a damn face mask to go visit there. So I called an audible and went to Yosemite and had the time of my life.
Yeah, for once, Yosemite was
Nice.
good air quality. New York was not.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great. I will tell you though, that 4-mile hike is complete BS. It's 4.9 miles one way. So it's the 10-mile hike. There's a-holes.
You're talking up to the falls? That's a long way.
Yeah,
Is it Rainbow Falls?
To the upper or the lower?
to Glacier Peak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's on the upper falls, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah. That's far.
yeah.
And it's straight up.
And I had a 16-ounce water bottle. I was like, yeah, I got this. It's 4 miles. 2
Dude.
miles up, 2 miles down. It just kept going, man. It was like the Energizer Bunny. It just keeps going.
I think I told you guys, we had one water bottle between 4 kids
Yeah, you
when I
did.
went up. And I was like, that's not good.
You guys were real
Yeah,
men.
you did not prepare well for that one, Glenn.
No.
But you did it. And it was breathtaking, right?
We did. Yeah. We went to the lower falls. I thought the lower falls was beautiful.
Yeah.
And
Did you jump in?
I
Glenn?
we went more. Yeah, no. I
No
didn't.
one jumped in.
No one jumped in. No way.
The Wagner Group in Russia attempted a coup and marched towards Moscow until a peace deal was struck via Belarus. And the Wagner Group, Yevgeny Prigozhin, was exiled to Belarus, which was not such a good idea because he was assassinated a few months later on a plane ride.
I thought did they classify that as an assassination?
It
Or did they
was
say that the airplane just kind of...
100% an assassination, Glenn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Planes
I
just
thought
don't
they
fall
said
out
that
of
the
the
plane-
sky when an
Hey,
opposition
you know,
leader
they-
is on there.
They have, plane issues. So maybe a malfunction, not a rocket.
Yeah,
Bottle
so now
rocket.
the Wagner group is under the Russian army. They are making, from all accounts, decent headway into Ukraine. The counteroffensive has failed within Ukraine, and we're pretty much at a stalemate since all eyes are on the Israel-Hamas war right now.
You missed the Rangers beat the Diamondbacks in the
That's right.
World
That's
Series.
true.
Something
Yeah.
else.
So
Like I
the
care
next-
about
huge.
baseball, but my team was there, so
That's true. Yeah. Next one is Patrick Mahomes beat the Philadelphia Eagles to win another Super Bowl, and the Texas Rangers beat the Arizona Diamondbacks to win the World Series this year.
I
Wait, you
think
missed basketball.
I don't even know. It's
Right,
not the Golden
are you
State
saying-
Warriors. I don't care.
It wasn't the Dubs. It was, who was it this last year or this year?
it was Luca. No, it wasn't Luca. It was that.
Oh.
The
No, it wasn't Dallas.
Mavs.
No.
The Croatian
was it?
sensation.
It wasn't Milwaukee. Right? Who was it? Let's go find out.
It was not the Nuggets. Where the heck?
It was It
Denver
wasn't
Nuggets.
Nuggets. It was Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
Yeah,
joke was
The Joker.
Denver deserved the win because they had to live with one whole season of Russell Wilson playing for the Broncos.
Well, in that case, they deserve to win again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Denver.
There you go.
First win in first title in franchise history.
Yeah.
Dude, so through a series of funny events, so you look at Russell Wilson and then you look at Kyler Murray, right? Very two similar quarterbacks. And so everyone's like, well, we struck gold with Russell Wilson. So obviously, anyone can do this whole quarterback thing if you're just fast and you can scramble. And so then what does the Cardinals do? They just double down on a bad idea and make him like a franchise player. And then Russell Wilson gets traded. And then all of a sudden you find out that, yeah, he's a decent quarterback, but I guess it's the coaching, right? And so Kyler Murray lives up to the exact same expectations that I had for him all along, which is he's just absolute trash, and he's just as good as Russell Wilson. But if your team sucks, your team sucks.
And he gets worse when the new Call of Duty is released.
Yes.
So what do you think of Brock Purdy then?
I like Brock.
Yeah.
Who's playing this Thursday? Is it I think it's Kansas City versus the Eagles, right?
No, it's the Eagles versus the 49ers.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's the replay to the
What is
To the
that?
AFC final?
Yeah.
yeah NFC.
I do not like Hurts. I want to see that dude get annihilated.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for what they did to Brock.
last year, yeah. That was a rough one last year for sure.
I wouldn't care about Brock if he wasn't from Arizona. I'd be like, just another overpaid Yahoo. But
Oh, he's from Arizona. That's right.
yeah,
Pretty
played
cool.
in
dude.
Chandler Bong.
Last guy in the draft, right?
Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant,
Irrelevant. That's crazy.
Then
which is
the,
wild.
Last item here, added by Glenn at the last minute, WNBA. He wrote WBNA trade, but I think he meant WNBA trade.
It's
He
a little
did.
bit of the liquor here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Do we? You want to elaborate on that a little bit, Glenn?
Well, I just, is this a taboo to talk about, the trade for a WNBA player for
The Lord of War.
The Lord
the
of
Lord of War? That was kind of rough. I don't know if that was necessarily the right thing to do, but hey, we have was it Grimes back? So
Yeah, and a U.S. Marine is still rotting in a Russian prison. Wall Street Journal journalist is still rotting in a Russian prison, but at least we got our basketball player back.
that's right.
Does she even play
That's
basketball anymore?
Yeah, she's playing again, isn't she?
Yeah,
She's playing
she
for
does.
Phoenix.
And I guess she's taking a turn for better. She no longer hates America. She says the national anthem means something more to her now that we actually got her back.
I hope she realizes that. Yeah, that's good.
So this is some of the top news headlines in 2023. Notable deaths in 2023. I actually had to look this up because there were so many here that I forgot that were in 2023. Some of the more recent ones, Matthew Perry, Friends star, drowned in his jacuzzi.
Did you hear that? Did you hear about Matthew Perry and Friends? Like, there's been a revival of the amount of people watching Friends right now because of Matthew Perry.
Yeah. Tragic for
Jennifer
sure.
Aniston's like, cha-ching. Thank you, Chandler.
Those residuals.
Those residuals, exactly.
Yeah, Suzanne Summers, we lost her this year. Michael Gambon, who played Dumbledore in the Harry Potter movies. Singer Tony Bennett. Singer Steve Harwell of Smash Mouth fame. He's the lead singer of Smash Mouth. Lost this year. Alan Arkin, who was, I remember him most from the movie Get Smart. I know he did a lot of great things, but I most remember him from the recent remake of the Get Smart movie.
Oh, wow.
Jimmy Buffett, who Brian likes to refer to a lot as shooting himself literally in the foot.
Margaritaville, baby.
Yep. Singer, musician, restaurateur, Jimmy Buffett. Bob Barker, the joke was he lived to the year 99. He was 99 years old when he passed. He was the closest to 100 without going over, but we truly miss him dearly. Sinead O'Connor, the bald singer.
Hey, nothing compares.
Yeah, I don't know any of her hits, but she was a popular singer. The Iron Sheik. I did not hear about this until I actually did some research into this. So the Iron Sheik of WWE fame, he passed away. He was in his 80s. I did not know he was that old. But yeah, the Iron Sheik is no longer with us.
Do you guys remember his submission hold? What it was called?
No.
I do not. Enlighten us, Glenn.
I think it was called the camel something.
Camel toe.
No, it wasn't camel toe. It was
The old moose knuckle.
The Iron Sheik. I mean, if you look at interviews for him, for some of his later years, like you can definitely see there was some damage done mentally during his WWE years. He wasn't quite all there, I would say, at the end, but he was definitely a personality. Again, he'll be missed.
Pee Wee Herman died too.
Did he?
No way.
Yeah.
Was it this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
July 30th, 2023. I cried for a week.
Yeah, if you bothered to read the show notes before we started this, you could have added his name here too.
That's on my to-do list for New Year's resolution.
Charlie Munger, the 99-year-old right-hand man to Warren Buffett, he passed just this week, actually. He had a number of zingers. My personal favorite quote of all time from Charlie Munger is, show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome. And it rings. It's one of those quotes that it just rings true. It is a timeless quote that.
Yeah, you say that all the time. Forever. It's so old.
The camel clutch is what it was called.
Camel moose knuckle.
Clutch.
Jerry Springer died too.
What?
Deech jumping ahead of us here.
Well, because you have all these people that no one cares about.
Passed away.
Yeah.
Jerry Springer.
Jerry.
I think he ran for U.S. Senator. I think a lot of people forgot about that. But yeah, Jerry Springer did run for U.S. Senate. He was a TV personality. Lance Reddick. I was actually very sad to hear that one. He was
in The Wire.
He was in The Wire. He was in the John Wick. He was like the caretaker of the hotel in John Wick.
That's right.
They gave him a very, very nice send off in John Wick 4. That was nice for them to send him off that way. Lieutenant Daniels from The Wire.
Lieutenant Diane.
Tom Sizemore, the actor, he did a lot. I remember him mostly from the movie Heat and Saving Private Ryan.
Remember
Tom
Saving
Sizemore
Ryan's
passed.
Privates.
Richard Belzer, he was from Homicide: Life on the Streets, and then more recently Law and Order. Lisa Marie Presley. Al Brown, another actor from The Wire. He wasn't a colonel. He was Valchek from The Wire. And then Ken Block, he died 2 days into 2023.
That was a crazy death, right?
Very tragic.
Snowmobiling accident.
Snowmobile accident. Yeah, he was performing a stunt. The snowmobile fell on him, and he unfortunately passed. And I think that was tragic because he has like a 16-year-old daughter, and I think she posted something about him right before his passing. So that was.
She's a crazy race car driver as well. She's driven a '66 Mustang.
Yeah,
or a '65 all-wheel drive Mustang. Pretty crazy car. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just today, the last name I had to the list here, former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger. He actually lived to be 100 years old, and he passed away today.
Old fart. He was on borrowed time.
Yeah,
that's crazy. He was the Secretary of State for like 3 presidents, right?
Yeah, he did a lot of public service for sure.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, so that's 2023 in a nutshell there.
Who's dying in 2024?
Oh, that's actually a good one. Who's in our death pool for 2024?
The Rock. He's got to go soon.
I don't know.
He's got a president. One of the country's presidents. Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it. So,
I mean, my money might be on Jimmy Carter. His wife just recently passed away, and he's getting up there. I think Jimmy Carter might be one of those that passes in early 2024.
When's the last time we had a president die because of natural causes or something?
That was Reagan, and that was many years ago.
No, I mean like while in office.
Oh, while in office.
Was that Roosevelt? Was that Roosevelt?
No, Kennedy, I think.
Oh, that's right. That would be more recent. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, actually dying in office would be Kennedy. I think the last president that actually died was Reagan.
I think we should get
at post presidency, right?
Yeah.
So.
I say we just go old school. Let's do let's do a presidential death match. We'll throw Biden, Zelensky, Herzog, Abbas, and Putin all in a ring, winner take all.
Put them in the octagon.
Yeah.
It's like Mad Max.
The bad part is we know we're gonna lose on that one.
No. Here's the thing: if you do that, then everybody like, oh well, I don't know that we should be fighting anymore, guys. Maybe we could just handle this like
diplomatically.
Diplomatically. Maybe we don't have to send a bunch of teenage boys to war.
Yeah.
This isn't such a great idea when it's my own blood.
Yeah, that's true. There was an interesting thought experiment. They actually talked about this on the All In podcast. So I'm totally stealing this from them, but there's an interesting thought experiment that said, you're aware of what the nuclear football is. It's a designated person that walks around with a briefcase handcuffed to their wrist, and it has the nuclear launch codes on it. And they said, if there's ever a case where the U.S. president wants to launch nuclear weapons, he has to kill the person holding the nuclear football, like an innocent person, because the bar should be so high to launch nuclear weapons that you should have to take the life of an innocent person in order to launch these things. And that would hopefully restrain the president from ever resorting to that if he has to physically take the life of an innocent person.
But is he actually physically going to do it, or actually they're like, hey, listen, you need to go kill this guy?
No.
He's going to go tell somebody to do that.
The bar should be so high that the president should physically have to kill an innocent person in order to launch nuclear weapons.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Just die already. Come on, man. You got to push the button.
The guy can barely walk upstairs or walk down a stage. Come on.
Maybe he was born to death.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thought experiment that the president has to get physically blood on their hands of one person in order to launch a nuclear weapon that would have hundreds of thousands of potential people that die as a result of that.
Millions, man. Not even.
All right. Well, we continue to get great comments about our dad joke of the week. Dad joke of the week. This week, we're all up.
Again.
So Glenn went first last time. I will nominate Brian to go first this time.
There you go.
Well, I lost my joke, guys. Come back to me.
All right, Glenn, go.
All right, this is going to be in Deech fashion, but not against Deech. This is just
okay. Another
Deech
ball
style.
joke. Here we go.
This is just Deech style. Do you know that love is like a fart?
No.
If you have to force it, it's probably
All right.
I think you put a beep at the very end. You'll be okay with that one. Just a beep. Keep it.
Yeah, people know what we mean.
Yeah.
All right.
Just like replace that word with like awooga, and then everybody was like, all right, that's okay.
There you go. He gets it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I was so confused last night because my printer was playing music. It was because my paper was jammed.
Wah, wah,
Wah, wah.
What do you call a dying airport computer? A terminal.
Womp womp.
Wah, wah, wah.
Womp womp.
Shout out to Kush on that one. I totally stole that one from him, but it is hilarious.
Captain Kush.
Nice.
Well, that's all we have for this week. We hope you enjoyed this week's bonus episode. You can find us on LinkedIn. Links will be in the description. Follow us on Instagram at PEBCAK Podcast. Thank you to all listeners and subscribers who rated us 5 stars in iTunes Store and Spotify and left us a review. We appreciate you all spreading the word to help grow the show. The best way to find us is search for the PEBCAK Podcast in your favorite podcast listening app. My co-hosts Brian Deitch and Glenn Medina. I'm Chris Louie. Thanks for listening. We'll see y'all next week. And as always, have a nice day.
Bye, Felicia, and Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year's to y'all.
American flags. All right. That's all.
See y'all in the new year.
That's right.
Peace out, Girl Scout.
Have a nice day.